Hello everyone, we have another replay commentary. So, this is the game that we've played on Game Ranger, and this is Sodobanke rule set, 3 versus 3. And let's introduce the teams. We have Sparky, who's playing as the Seleucid Empire, and he has 6 Cadafrax, 3 Silver Shield Legionaries, and 11 Silver Shield Pikemen. His Cadafrax are only gold, 6 upgrades. We have Mohamed, another Titans member, who is playing as the Greek cities. He has 1, 2, 3 regular archers, and 2, 4 Christian archers, and 13 gold Spartans. I am playing as Macedon. I have 6 companion cav and 14 royal pikemen. We have on the other team EsraX from IoW clan, and he has 5 Praetorian cav and should be 15. Yeah. It's 15 urban cohorts. And Ezra is chasing these 2 archers of the Mohammed. I could have, or me or Sparky could have just prevented it, but he was a little bit fast, and he catches one, he catches another one, but he can't really chase them until the end. These archers will probably return, but he managed to do some damage on them. And next to Ezra is Hamilkar Barca from FG clan. It's mainly Rome 2 clan, I think. And he's playing as Brutii, Roman faction, and he has 4 auxiliary archers and 4 Praetorian cav. His cavalry got 8 upgrade, I think. Whatever, it doesn't really matter that much. We have the 3rd member of the other team, Bubo, another Titans member who's playing as the Carthage. He has 2 slingers. He has 2 Sacred Band cavalry, 1 Numidian mercenary, and should be 15 Sacred Band infantry. So, Mo is heavily flanking Ezra right now, and he's been accompanied by Sparky's cavalry. Well, ideally, for our team, it is better if Mo makes a good engagement with one of the Roman faction, and we use our cavalry with the minimum loss on these engaged urban cohorts. So this is what Mo is trying to do. He's trying to catch, but at the same time, the distance between us is getting huge. I mean, with the pikes, you can't really get isolated that much. Because both of us got disadvantaged against our opponents. And also, Hamilkar unfortunately just glitched and bumped into the Mo's infantry. He lost more or less 7-8 men in each cavalry unit. And here, while Mo is pushing Ezra, I'm being pushed by Bubo. So what we can do is we wait for Mo to go for the engagement. He kills or makes some urban court to get tired. After that, we use our cavalry and be defensive with our pikes. For them, ideally, I mean, they cannot really directly go aggressive engagement with the Roman factions because they need a little bit of a time to pillar and then go for the engagement, because even if without the pillar urbans got the advantage, with a strong pike player, if they know how to defend against the urbans without using the pillar, things get much difficult. So what they can do is Carthage pushes one of us while they pillar, and then I mean in any case they have the advantage. Preferably it would be better if the Carthage goes for Greece. Infantry wise, they will do both the damage. Maybe Greece will win. It depends on the upgrades and some other stuff, like while you engage, some small details. But generally, the damage will be very similar, I would say. Sometimes Carthage wins, sometimes Spartans win. And then so they can be left with Romans against the pikes. So if they pillar properly, in that case, it shouldn't be a problem. But what they can do is to hold against Greece, to pillar Seleucid, and while to push Macedon. I mean, it can be done in any way, and we'll see what they will decide to do. So far, it seems they are not planning to switch or do anything. What we see is splitting up his army. He sends some of his army to me. Some of his army chips with Sparky, because I think his call was that I make a flanker move against Carthage, go for the engagement, hold, and wait for Mo's push. Because with the Pike and Spartan duo can be very deadly against sacred bands, even if they are being supported with the urbans. They can do quite some damage against the sacred bands. They die really stupidly. So Mo knows what he's doing. Look how he's positioning his infantry. So he probably, so even though, so you don't really want to flank with Macedon against Carthage or Rome, but this positioning gives us the edge. So these guys can really die quickly if Mo uses a couple of his infantry. So I see this chance. This infantry is not being protected by any cav, by any infantry. I go for a charge, but I just clicked on one unit, it seems, and I killed it. The other unit, the wise move from Hamilkar, that he saved this unit, but still I wasn't charging it, but still it's I would say how it should be. He saved it, and now we are back to normal. So this is what I talk about. So as you can see, what is Ezra doing? He is not going for the aggressive engagement against anyone, even though he has urbans against silver shield pikemen. What he does, to pillar and take his time, because you got all the time in the world. The pike player is not going to just rush you or go for the stupid engagement, even though we are not overpowering with huge cavalry advantage. So they will wait for your engagement. They will see, and generally they will wait. So good move from Esla. Look how much damage he did on silver shields with just pillar. This is the advantage of the Rome. So you gotta be able to use them without even making many urbans to go for the engagement. He already managed to kill most of these pikes just with pillar. Now it seems they are pushing against the Sparky's infantry, and Sparky caught just one cavalry here. I think Ezra didn't notice he was coming in, but later on he moved back and this cav will return. A really nice move from Mo by splitting up his army. Sparky knows that he can't really hold there, he will die, but he leaves the field to the Mo's infantry to defend against the push. So we kind of lost the edge on our right flank, but we have a big advantage on our middle. So these sacred bands, as you can see, they can't really, whatever. So the way they push, it really matters. Also, I move this Royal Pikemen behind of them. So if they don't really push properly, then they die quite easy, which is happening to them right now. And also the positioning of the infantry gives us a big advantage, our infantry. So we had most Spartans pushing and assisting my infantry, and also now Sparky is assisting in forming up the defensive line against the sacred bands. So another one urban unit was unprotected, and Sparky used this chance to kill it. At least he routed it. And as you can see, Mo still have 6 fresh Spartan units on the left flank. So now he's going to use these Spartans. Yep. So 6 Spartans against this amount of urban cohorts, it's too much. And another mistake by Hamilkar is to move back this infantry in that with that position of the units. So he moved back. Also, he pushed with the other infantry forces. So look what is Mo doing. So he holds this infantry. He sends one of his infantry against this engaged urban cohort. I go for a cavalry charge, and that should be it. This infantry should be done. And I'm not really afraid of any counter charge, because most infantry, one guy can protect me from any counter charge here. So I can get my time to get my cavalry out and reform. Seeing this, Ezra goes for the heavy engagement. So this is what I don't understand. I don't think Ezra should have gone to this kind of engagement. Specifically, even if you go on the flank, this is not good, because these guys are gonna die. Look how much infantry force we have here. It's mainly Mo's. And Mo will have time to bring up this infantry, and I will also have time to reform my infantry. Because it's not really that easy to rout Spartans, fresh Spartans, with just pushing. It takes time. So I would say this is the mistake that Ezra did. And now he's pushing these cataphracts of Sparky back. So these infantry, they won't do anything to any of our infantry. So what they have to do, and what they will be doing, is to use their cavalry with the hope that they can rout at least Greece. So the problem is they can go for this engagement, for this charge, but look what is happening. Our cavalry is behind of their cavalry. They will go for the cavalry charges on the infantry, but we will have the counter charges. Even if they can rout all the infantry that we have, they will be doing it with the cost of making huge sacrifices of their cavalry. Like this one, even if they rout, they will be having too much damage on this cavalry, so does on the other cavalry. So look what is coming now. So they go for the engagement. They have to go, because otherwise their infantry will die. So they don't have any other choice. So this is understandable. But it is also done. The Sparky and my cavalry charge, the counter charge will end it. So it's very important how you make your moves with Roman infantry. You can't really go for the aggressive engagement just thinking that Roman infantry is too superior against the pikes or the Spartans, because our main force our main hope was our cavalry, which they had to avoid us to use. So generally what I prefer is to go for to focus on infantry, but to use my cavalry as a priority to keep my infantry safe from enemy cavalry charge, which they didn't do. But anyways, this was a pretty close battle, and overall, even though both teams had some mistakes, I think it was fun to play and it was fun to commentate. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and good game to everyone on this battle, and I hope to see you guys very soon again. Bye.